Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for stopping by. Lovely to have you here. I'm Angel, and today we're going to be doing an authored book project update. This is going to be a wrap up for March and April. If you don't know what the authored book project is all about, I'm going to link the original video that I made in the description box, as well as the updates for January and February. So go and take a look there first, so that you know what I'm babbling on about here and now. um, just to mention that it was Claudia Caye at Claudia Caye Vintage who originally came up with this idea. And thank the Lordy Lord that she did, because this has been a fantastic project thus far. I'm going to say that I've found that my authored book project has become a reflection and maybe like a record of sorts of my practice this year, which I'm really enjoying. It kind of, it just reflects what's going on and the synchronicities I'm encountering and things like that. So I'm really enjoying it. And my intention for 2023 was to add more art magic into my practice, which I'm doing. So I'm a happy bunny. So with that being said, we're going to jump into the first pages. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I've got quite a few pages to show you. And the first page I'm going to start with is, the prompt was cut out a window page. Let's see if I can find it here. Now, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you will know that I am, what's the word? Birch tree obsessed. So let's just pop this out of the way. This was bad planning. So my idea was to cut out birch trees and make it look like you're looking through a window. And once the window is opened, there are more birch trees to be shown. So I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. I tend to stick pages together once I'm finished. Obviously I didn't with this one, so this is just a single page. And this page, I haven't decided what I'm going to do on this one yet. I want to add some information about the birch tree, but I haven't gotten that far. So this is as far as I've gotten, and I feel it's what's the word? A gesture of self-love to myself as well. When I run out of steam on a page, I don't force myself to finish the page. I close the book or move on to a different page and come back to the project, when I'm feeling more inspired, or when the creative juices have started flowing again. Anywho, I'm really happy with the way this turned out, and I just need to add some information about the birch tree, I feel. So yeah, I'm a happy bunny. I did also revamp the glitter page. I'm going to pop a picture in now of the old page. And when I was going through the book, I saw that page and I was like, I don't like that. It's a bit pants. So I decided to revamp it. Let's see if I can find the page. So that was the way it looked. This is the way it looks now. And at this point, when I revamped this page, if you've watched my channel, you'll know I've been receiving synchronicities about dragons and treasure. And this card was from a tarot deck. Let's just grab this to show you, so you know what I'm speaking about. And it was an extra card from this deck. And when I get extra cards in tarot decks, I tend to use them as bookmarks. And I come across this card and I thought, oh, that's really pretty. That's, looks a bit glittery, a bit jewel-like, which I had kind of going on here. So I added that, and then I started, popping on some jewels and some sequins to kind of pick up this side. And then it suddenly occurred to me that this looked like a treasure chest that had been opened and all these jewels were popping out. So I found a quote, which is, trust that the treasure I seek is hidden within. And obviously added some glitter and some more jewels and some round, very old stickers that I found in my stash. So yeah, and I also added some gold sparkly glitter. No, not glitter, sorry. Washi tape as well, which I had to stick down because it's not very good. So yeah, that's my revamped glitter page. We're moving along. Sign a page. It could have been, get a friend to sign a page, or a colleague, or a family member, or whatever you liked. Well, I don't have any of those things. I don't have any friends. I'm Billy No Friends. Billy No Mates. No, on. I'm kidding. I just didn't want anybody else's energy in this book. So I decided I was working with my inner child and versions of myself during this time this prompt popped up. And so I decided to dedicate this page to the versions of myself. So I cut out my handprint. Then I cut out a smaller handprint to represent maybe like a younger version of myself, maybe like a young teenager or an older child. And then I cut out again a smaller handprint for my inner child or my younger self. And I put the little teddy bear in to represent my younger self. And then I just completed the page by adding my signature on every version of the handprints. I obviously initially started with some acrylic paint in, dark pink and white and like a yellowy colour, and just mixed them all together. And I even added some intentions on the back of these handprints, which I'm not going to go into, but that kind of reflected my practice at that time and what I was working with or on with my inner child work. I don't know if you can see this. I purchased some I think you can see it there, super duper Mod Podge, which I've never used before, with glitter in it. My 5-year-old me absolutely loved it, and so I've covered all the page or both the pages in this super duper, oh I love it, Mod Podge glitter glue, in fact. So yeah, that was that page. And as mentioned, I really enjoy that these pages reflect my practice. I really enjoy that, and I'm going to enjoy looking back on it once 2023 is over to see what I was working with at the time these prompts came up. Just to say that all the prompts and all the pages, when I complete them, I write in the front of the book, so I've got a bit of an idea of when these things were happening within my practice and when I completed the pages and the prompts. So that was that page. Stamps on a page. Unfortunately, I didn't have any stamps, and I didn't want to buy anything because that's not the point of this project. So I decided to be a bit of a cheeky monkey and print with some bubble wrap, which I had. So I used some oil pastels just to add some colour to the page, and then I had some quite chunky bubble wrap which I covered in paint and then printed on here, and then I had some smaller bubble wrap which I did the same with, and this was this was actually a lip balm, the outside container which I dipped in paint and just printed on, and this was a toilet roll. So I wanted to do the prompt, but I didn't want to buy anything, and this kind of solved that. So that was my page for stamps on a page. The next prompt was collage a page with your favourite show or film. That was this one. I didn't use particularly very much collage. This is from a collage book that I purchased, and these as well. Sorry, you can hear my kitty cat, and even the jewels. Then I painted the rest, and I had some old music sheets that I purchased from the charity shop, so I used some of those on there. I drew the witch and I drew the rest of this, and this is my terrible depiction of the Emerald City, and then I even drew this kind of thing in the Dorothy's slippers. And I don't know if you can see, I used the sparkly Mod Podge on Dorothy's slippers as well. I hope you can see that. And I just put some quotes from the film, just to add some interest to the page. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. This was washi tape that I used to add the rainbow effect into the page as well. So yeah, I was a happy bunny. So from that to the next, we're moving on to the next prompt, which was washi coloured tape on a page. Now I did already do a washi tape page, which I'm not a big fan of. Let's just see if I can find it, you've seen this one. This was actually used stickers on a page. I only had one sticker, so I used washi tape instead. Didn't want to use washi tape again particularly, so I decided instead to, where's that just disappeared to use masking tape on a page instead. Let's hope that's going to hold that down. Let me just take care of my cheeky monkey of a kitty cat. Right, that's him taken care of for just a wee second. That keep him quiet. Yeah, so I decided to use masking tape. It was just a plain bog standard masking tape, and then I added some stenciled paint patterns. I've got stencils in my stash, and I just stenciled some colour onto the masking tape here, here, and here, and popped it on the page. And I, added some acrylic paint, obviously, and some swirls and some bits and pieces, and I just made a whole complete mess. But I love it, and I love the pattern because I do love me some colour. So that was that page. The next page prompt was tear a page, which I did. Now, when this prompt came up, I was starting to receive. Let me try to finish the sentence. I was starting to work with Melusina and researching her. So I started with this page. So I ripped a page to make all these small scales. If you don't know who Melusina is, I'm going to pop a picture in now. And I wanted this to be like a representation of her tail. So this is like her body form, and then this is her tail, a magnified part of her tail. So I just used acrylic paint again on here, and I even used some oil pastel, and then ripped out each scale and then stuck it down with just some glue. This page obviously was empty, so I decided to paint Melusina onto here. I haven't finished it yet, obviously. She needs her hair added, which is the same again. I think of it as a gesture of self-love to myself, that when the motivational or the creative juices run dry, I feel it is a gesture of self-love to myself to be able to close the book knowing that this isn't finished and come back to it when I feel I want to continue with it. And that's what I'm going to do. So that page needs to be finished, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out, I have to say. And again, I like it that it represents my practice. I'm still working with Melusina and I'm still researching her, and yeah, I'm going to cover my work with Melusina in my May reflections video, so keep a watch out for that. Yeah, I think I've got 2 more pages to show you. The next prompt was layer a page. I'm not sure if I'm going in order here now. I wrote them down. I think I possibly went out of order, but hey ho. So this was my layering of a page. This was the bubble wrap that I used to to print on the other page. If you remember that one, where's that gone? Let's just flick back. Sorry for the back and forward. Remember this page? That was this bubble wrap, and I really liked it. I liked it so much that I decided to add it into the book. Same again, I used oil pastels, I used paints, I used stencils, and then I found a quote which I really liked, and I added some more masking tape. I drew or wrote the quote on the masking tape and popped it in. That's another layer. Art is anything, and that's just so true. And then the last page, which was this week's prompt, I believe, if I've thought that through correctly. Either way, create a page that's inspired by your favourite artist or artwork. One of my favourite artists is Gustav Klimt, and this is based around the Tree of Life painting. I'm going to pop a picture in here now. This was the picture that I took inspiration from, and this is my take on that painting. So I obviously, I took forward my obsession with birch trees again, and I even took forward the obsession that I have at the minute with dragons. So this kind of felt to me in the picture that the painting that I showed you from Gustav Klimt, they felt like dragon eyes to me. And if you've seen a birch tree, you'll know that in the patterns of the bark of a birch tree, the patterns also look like eyes at times. So this just felt really relevant to me. And the Tree of Life, I'm obsessed about the birch tree right at the minute. So that was just my take on it anyway. So yeah, that was that. Really impressed with it, really happy with it. So yeah, that's that. That is my altered book project thus far. I've got a couple of pages that I still need to finish. Obviously, Melusina still needs to be finished. I've got another in the works, which is a page inspired by your favourite colour. That's still in the works, so I'm not going to show you that one. I'm going to show you that one next month. So the next wrap up is going to be at the beginning of, no wait, where are we? Oh, it'll be in a month's time anyway. Keep an eye out for that. So yeah, that's it. That's the update. That's the wrap up for March and April. Hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments section if you are doing your own altered book project. Anyone can jump in at any time. Take a look at that first video. It gives you an explanation of what the project is all about. And I have to say that starting that project has led me on to other art projects. So it was like a catalyst in a good way, to really get those creative juices flowing. So if you haven't started an altered book project and maybe you're thinking about it, my advice to you would be do it, because it's so much fun. So with that being said, I'm going to wish you a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world. Take care. I'm going to go and grab my kitty cat because he's out on the balcony and he wants feeding. And I'm going to wish you a lovely day. Take care. See you next time. Toodaloo.